All right, let me ask you this, and do you think a Baker Mayfield trade is imminent? And before you answer, let's take a look at this. This is from NFL Research, and they compared Baker Mayfield to Sam Darnold. And when we look at the tweets, 16 games prior to Baker being injured, you see it's pretty good. Passer rating is 100.6. 8 games after, and you saw it. Now when you compare it to Sam Darnold, touchdowns to interceptions, Mayfield 92-56, Darnold 54-52. Seasons with 20-plus touchdown passes, 3 for Mayfield, none for Darnold. Passer rating, 87.8 versus 76. And then 100-plus passer rating games, Baker with 20, Sam Darnold with 8. Do you think a trade is imminent? And if not, why are the Panthers hanging their hat on Sam Darnold?
I don't know if the question is hanging their hat on Sam Darnold as much as how much is it worth to get Baker Mayfield and win 3 more games, right? Because if you get Baker Mayfield, you're probably going to win 3 more games than what they would have won right now. But is that what you want to do as an organization? Now, Matt Rule will want to do that, right? I don't know how much sway he has in this conversation. But I also don't know what he feels about Baker Mayfield. Baker's one of those players that some people love and some people think it's terrible, right? Like that's just, he's polarizing in that way. So I don't know what his feelings are with Baker. Apparently he's been warming up to him. But that's the question, right? Do you want to, because you could save your job if you go 500. So that would be the move you would make for Matt Rule. But if you're the Panthers front office, is going 500 really worth it? When there's 2 quarterbacks in this draft that you would want to take over Baker Mayfield? That's the question, right? That's where you're left at. I don't know if this trade is as imminent as people want it to be, because we've heard about this trade forever and ain't nothing happened. And then the news dropped yesterday and today it's pretty dry. So we'll see what happens with the Baker Mayfield trade. The leverage that the Browns have at this moment is that if you want to get Baker Mayfield into camp and ready for week 1, you got to trade for him. The Browns will cut him probably by September, right? They're not going to waste a roster spot on Baker Mayfield. So they will probably cut him in September. But that means you only get Baker Mayfield in September, which means you have to bring him along in your system for about 4 weeks before you can start him, right? Because you can't just bring him in cold. And that's going to be the dilemma with Baker Mayfield, right? If you want Baker Mayfield to start week 1, you got to trade for him, which means you got to eat some of that salary, which means you can't get the free pass. Now, most of the teams that are interested in Baker Mayfield, I believe are interested in him as a backup, right? That's Tampa Bay, it's teams like that. Those teams will wait till September. They have no problem because they know the Browns are going to cut him eventually. But when it comes to the Panthers, if you want him to start, you got to make the trade. That's the leverage. They have nobody else who's wanting to get Baker Mayfield right now from all reports. It's really just the Panthers. But if the Panthers sound like they want to start him week 1, it means you got to trade for him.